There is a way to move in this world without being moved by it, a way to build without borrowing, to grow without being owned, and to operate through trust rather than permission. Some have remembered how to transmute agreements into energy, paper into purpose, and promise into power, all without the noise of the system. They create from substance, not submission. They fund from within, not without. They've learned to navigate the current, not swim against it. It is not magic. It is not fiction. It is simply a return to the law of commons, and the trust of one's word. If you feel the call to exit the hamster wheel and enter the architect's seat, find the door where contracts become keys and trust becomes your strongest currency. We don't sell. We build. We don't own. We originate. We don't chase. We assign. This is for those ready to operate in silence with strength, in honor with structure. No titles, no tricks, just truth.
Hello, hello. Today is June 14th, and I just got back from a week away on Savory Island. It's in the Desolation Sound area, and that is several ferry rides. 2 ferry rides and a water taxi or a barge over to the island, and then you drive across the island to get to where we stay. I'm lucky enough to have a good friend and client for painting there. And so we worked, we played, we had a good time. We grounded, we listened to the birds, the eagles. There was at one point 10 to 15 eagles circling between the moon rising and the sun still up. It was really beautiful, quite profound. And just a week of being really present. And was that full moon not a little intense? You know, we thought, it'll be a breeze. We're unplugged. We're like, maybe we feel more because we're unplugged. So definitely, I'm hearing a lot of people throughout the community and beyond, friends, having nightmares, things happening in their sleep time that feels dense, heavy. And it reminded me that remember, as we go through this expansion, whatever you'd like to call it, and we get more connected with who we truly are, our authentic selves. And as we do that, we become more grounded in the form, but also more connected to our soul. And so remembering that this vessel, this soul having a human experience, can only fit a small portion of the soul within the vessel. And that's what animates the body. And so this is but like a dream, some say, where you come in and have the experience the duality, but can you find the balance to not judge, to not take sides, to be the observer of all? And when we do that, as we open our crown, so to speak, and get more connected, sometimes we're picking up a lot more than we would like. And so this is the reminder we're going to do a little meditation. And in the meditation at the end, what I'll be doing is asking you to take and visualize a lotus flower on the top of your head. And generally it's open. But in this case, we're just going to close it up. You will still be connected, but you won't be picking up so much from the collective field. And so that's a beautiful way and a reminder to share this information. And remembering that there is much going on that is chaotic in the world. There is a lot of fear running rampant, and I simply observe it. You have a choice to choose fear, and I choose me. I choose to be free. And in that choosing to be free is part of what you saw in the video and the intro. I have secured what many call the birth trust. Now, it doesn't mean I'm wealthy and rich. What it means is I go from being a debtor in the system to being a creditor. These creditors, often called private banks, work alongside the system. So we're not in defiant. We're not fighting anything. We're bridging. So I always say the soul was always sovereign. It's the form that was shackled by the birth certificate when you came in. There never used to be birth certificates. Oh, it's to count the people, to make sure we have your record. And they add all these things, the SIN number, the driver's license, all these things keep ingraining you into the system and causing you to be in debt constantly, energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. And so by securing the trust, I'm now going through the next process, which is learning how to be a trustee, how to operate in this new way to make sure that I'm doing it with truth, honesty, and integrity. For that's who I am anyway. And I couldn't have gotten here without going through the entire life experiences that I've had of being the black sheep, of being ostracized often, of never really fitting into the world. And those of you who know, there's a reason why you were never meant to. You actually agreed when you came in that you wouldn't succumb to the programming, that you would make different choices. And I'm not proud of all my choices, but they certainly gave me a huge perspective on the collective. Yes, absolutely. And I'm so grateful for all my experiences, every single one. Often it doesn't feel good when you're in it, but those experiences in hindsight, you can see many positive things there. It guided you or led you. This is my father here, and my father's been passed away since 2011. He actually fell asleep on the road and went missing upside down in a ravine. And it was somebody on a bus a week later that saw the car upside down that reported it in, that he was no longer missing because we didn't know where he was. And so it's been quite an interesting dynamic. And I'm very much my father's daughter. There's a lot of things very similar about us, and I can feel him cheering me on at this point. But that being said, I honor him on this Father's Day tomorrow. And I'm grateful for all the lessons, Dad, for all the pushback so that I would stand my ground, so that I would move out at 16 and go start living my life. And it was actually entrepreneurship in grade 11 and 12 that kept me in school. And so I did graduate, and life went on from there. So coming back full circle to where I am now and realizing that we just don't know what we don't know until we know. And then once we know, we can't unknow. And so I'm only here to share my perspective, not here to say if anybody's right or wrong or what you should think or what you should do. It's just my perspective. But I am a Leo, Cancer, Libra. And so I'm all about the scales. I'm all about nurturing and home. And that Leo in me is not afraid to roar. In fact, it's required sometimes, but I'm still a loving and gentle feline, so to speak. And let's talk a little bit more about this trust. So it moves you from being the debtor to being the creditor. It moves you out of the public and into the private. Again, it's not like so many of these sovereign groups are saying, we've got the way. Come pay a fee and escape and go to the land. No, you're still in the system no matter what, unless you unwind specific things or take charge of your birth trust, which means you own what they often call the straw man. So now you supersede the system, or you're equal to the system that was holding it before. You just have to operate properly within. And now I'm learning to be a trust asset manager. And my daughter is the beneficiary. So is Adventures for Connection. And so as I take these steps through, I'll share what I can. But if this is something that calls to you, you can comment trust, and we'll reach out to you with some more information. In the meantime, these dreams people have been having, and many souls being, I've been having nightmares this week. I didn't have nightmares. I have interesting dreams sometimes that I recall. And one was about my brother being at my house and making food and eating the last of the 4 boiled eggs, which I thought was really random. And within 2 days, he called, and I haven't heard from him for a while, and I just smiled because 'cause I'm like, "Of course you're calling. Of course you're coming to visit." So you can, take these things, these little guidances, these dreams that you have, and you can just observe those too, and make sure you're writing them down. And in writing those down, you can also pay attention to where the moon is at. For where the moon is at has different effects on your vessel based on your astrological sign. And there's something else that is quite profound is the syncretism. And following syncretism is all about the body working with the energies of the astrology and earth. And so it's quite profound as you begin to see the architecture of this structure that we reside in, matrix, whatever you want to call it, that you can really see more of who you are, why you're here, and how to grow and thrive no matter what's going on outside of you. It all begins with self, balancing the body, getting grounded, eating high nutritional food, drinking great water, even putting your water in a glass and you can write on the outside of it or just set your intention with your hands. May this nourish all my cells and heal thy body, right? Every little cell in my body. They sing that song. Sing to yourself, tone. There's so many things you can do for self. For it is most important to balance your body, mind, and spirit so that you may be synchronized and so that you stand in your truth and your power. And anything can be going on outside of you and it doesn't shock you. I was standing on the outside deck of the ferry and all of a sudden the horn went off and I didn't flinch. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting because normally I'd flinch. It's very loud. And I was like, that's a good sign. So it's just that being so comfortable in yourself that nothing can sway you. And so now I invite you, if you're not driving, and if you would like to join, we're going to do a little meditation. So it's at the 12:12 mark of the video if you want to play it again. And we're going to do a grounding, balancing, and then just remember that visualization that I shared with you earlier of the lotus flower closing, just so that you can keep your energy a little more to self. I recommend doing this when you wake up, before you go to bed, and anytime you feel a little discombobulated. You can also use your breath. Pause at the top and fill the belly, and then let it out of the nose really slowly. There's all types of beautiful breath work, qigong, yoga. There's all types of things you can do to balance yourself, but only you can do it for self. No one can do it for you. It's the same way with healing. If I am working with someone and they feel my vibration and energy, then they can, it feels good to be at this level. And they raise themselves up while they're with me. And then they leave and they don't maintain it and they go back to where they were. And so I invite you today to realize that you are your own healer. You have everything you need within you. But I'm also really happy to help and guide. So follow the channel and let's get started. So close your eyes, please. And take a few deep breaths in through the nose. And you can breathe out of your mouth, your nose, whichever you choose. Again. One more time. Now I'd like you just to start being in your body. Feel your hands, feel your toes. For where your attention goes, energy flows. And let's just imagine you can be lying down, sitting down. And imagine roots coming out of the bottom of your feet and plugging into Mother Earth, For a seed must grow down before it ever breaks the surface of the earth. So you see, all darkness is preparation for a brighter light. And so as we plunge into Mother Earth and we go down through the grass, through the pebbles, through the rocks and stones, down through the underground water, the boulders, the magma. Let's go down into an amethyst crystal cave and pause for a moment. And just allow that energy to be absorbed. Crystals retain memory, as does water. And let's keep going down to the middle of the earth. And today there's a piece of iron, a round piece of iron in the iron core in the middle of the earth. And you're going to wrap your roots around that, stabilizing, grounding. Beautiful. Now take your roots and wrap it back up, the original roots. You could do it all in one if you like. And let's bring it all the way back up through the crystal cave, through the magma, through the boulders, through the underground water. Grab some of those minerals out of the water. Up through the rocks and the dirt, and about a foot below the earth, we're going to pause. For this is where your earth chakra is. And this chakra is black. Black is everything and black is nothing. And so can you sit in this space and imagine it spinning out clockwise, like a CD or disc? Beautiful. This is what locks you into Mother Earth and keeps you grounded throughout your day. And let's pull up in a breath and go to the base of your spine where your root chakra is. Remembering all chakras are where energy centers meet within the body. And this red one is security, safety, stability. And we're going to spin this one out clockwise too, like a disc. Red like an apple. Red like a setting sun. One of those days where it's just magical and the whole horizon is awash with red. And let's breathe up and go to our womb space. Men, you have it too. Our sacral chakra, our sacred energy, our sacred connection. And let's spin this one out clockwise. Orange, like the color of an orange. You may have a citrus taste in your mouth as you do that. Can you visualize it? And as we spin this one out clockwise, we are safe. We are loved. We are never alone. And let's go up to our solar plexus, which is yellow. Yellow like a daisy, yellow like a golden sun. Let's spin that one out clockwise. This is your power center. This is where you get the most of your energy. So remember to stay balanced and be kind to yourself. I used to expend too much energy and ride that roller coaster of highs and lows. And now it's much more steady and even keeled, more balanced. And let's move up to our heart chakra, which is green, just like Mother Nature. Green is so healing. Did you know the human eye sees more shades of green than any other color? Interesting. And spin that one out clockwise. Operating from the heart, the first organ that grows in the body. The one that has a larger torus field than your entire body. So when we say, what would love do? And operating from the heart, this is what is meant. For your love and your heart is needed more than anything your mind can produce. And working in harmony is the most powerful combination. And let's go up to the throat chakra, which is blue, blue like the sky, blue like the ocean. And spin that one out clockwise. It's your voice, your toning. Yes, it's for you to speak your truth, to set your boundaries. You can still be kind but firm. Do unto others and say unto others as you would have done and said to you, with kindness. But you can say, oh, interesting perspective. Mine is this. We can always disagree to be different. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. We don't have to all agree, but you will find your frequency family. And let's go up to the third eye between the eyebrows and spin that one out clockwise. Indigo, that night twilight sky. You can see the stars that seem so far away, but really you are a star. You have stardust within you. You shine like a star. So remember to love you like you love everything outside of you. Your third eye is for truth monitoring, discernment, sometimes visualizations. It is your connection. It is the seat of the throne. And let's go up to the crown. This beautiful golden white with a little amethyst in there today. And little bees are buzzing around, amplifying it for you clockwise. And that frequency of bees is so beautiful. Awesome. Now let's go 1 foot above the head to our star chakra, the purest, brightest, whitest light you can imagine. Remembering your imagination is as powerful as what you see in the world. So let's visualize this beautiful, white, bright star as an antenna point for us to connect with our higher self, our guides, angels, whatever you choose, to ask them questions, to guide you. But can you be quiet enough to listen? You could take this meditation and set afterwards and ask some questions. As we spin this one out, up and out and out and out. There we go. Clockwise, beautiful. Now imagine from the star chakra, this beautiful white light pouring down and around you. So imagine it coming down the top of your head, over your forehead, your ears, down the back of your head, over your eyebrows, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks. Let's relax. Your mouth, your jaw, your ears. Can you relax your ears? Down your chin, to the nape of your neck and the back, sides of your neck and the front of your neck. Can you relax your neck? So let the weight drop. Just feel heavy in your body. And then let's go down over the shoulders, down the shoulders to the elbows. Down the elbows to the arms, into all the fingers, top of your hand, and the palm. Can you feel the energy in your palms and fingertips? Remember, where your focus goes, energy flows. Beautiful. Now let's go back up to the elbows, back up to the shoulders. Relax the shoulders. Relax the chest, your upper back, your wings, the sides, your chest, your lower chest, your abdomen, your stomach, down your back, sides of your back. Can you relax it? Your hips, your buttocks, your thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs, down to the knees. Oh, beautiful knees. Thank you for all your loving support as you take me wherever I like to go. And from the knees down to the calves, the shins, the sides of your shins, down to those beautiful ankles, top of your feet, heels, bottom of your feet, and all those toes. Beautiful. And then let's just breathe it back up through the body, gently just letting it flow. If you have somewhere that aches a little, pause, relax more, and let go. Imagine a figure eight moving for you, being the center point of where it aches or throbs. And just keep visualizing that. We can also do this around the head, connecting and down through the heart. So it's going around and down and around and down. You can walk a figure eight or an affinity symbol. If you have a question, it is a profound tool to have and use. So when in doubt, infinity out. And as we bring this back up, we're going to allow this to pour around the outside of the body again from the star chakra in a clockwise direction, clearing and cleansing the energy field. There's nothing you need to do, but just visualize. And if there is any spot that feels sticky, send it some love. Give it a figure eight. All the way down to your earth chakra. And now let's bring it up through the center of the body and out the top of the chakra and float down like a fountain, all the way around. Now you're cleansed and cleared, you're grounded. And let's do that little visualization of that beautiful lotus flower on the top of our head. Now imagine it gently, ever so gently, closing up. It still keeps you connected. It just shuts out some of that external chatter going on right now. It's part of the managing your energy. So anytime you need to, you could do a very quick version of this. You could go hug a tree, get your bare feet on the earth, take some deep breaths. You have so many tools. And I'll be back again soon. This time off has been profound and beautiful for deeply connecting with self, to operating from true authenticity and inspired action. You may choose to stay in this meditation, or you may choose to open your eyes and wiggle your toes. And remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. whether that's within you or outside in the world. So remember, use your discernment. Love thyself. Know thyself. You are never alone. And remember, comment trust if you would like more information on that. Have a blessed day.